All right, so our next speaker, let me take a look at who we got. All right, our next speaker is, our next speaker is me. Okay. Let me do my own intro, because I've been practicing like how I would introduce myself, right? Coming to the stage next is an HBO Def poet, one of the best writers in the South Florida scene. He is sexy, good looking, and what's really awesome about him is that he's super humble. Yeah? Like it? No? Okay. I'm just messing y'all. This is, y'all give it up for my brother-in-law, Jolin, on the guitar. Me and him, we tour a lot. We actually just came from Buffalo. We had a show in Buffalo last night, and then we got to fly to, we got to do Fort Myers on Wednesday, and then Grand Rapids on Thursday. So we're constantly on the road. Being that he was in town with me, Andrea asked if I could do a poem, and I'm like, sure. And she picked this one poem. I didn't think, this was the poem I wanted to do, but I didn't know she remembered it. She wanted me to do this poem called Chisel. And what Chisel is about is what happens when we're like our bodies are no longer allowing us to do what we love, right? Like I think about people like Dwayne Wade, right? Like, man, he's hurt and he can't play like he used to. Or like Kobe Bryant, like, man, dude, give it up already. Like, you know what I mean? Right? Like, you're done, son. Like, you know, but it's hard to let that type of stuff go, right? And so I wrote this poem because I wanted you to know that, you know, what you create, the stories, everything you write or you paint or whatever it is that you do, all that stuff is not you, man. Like at the end of the day, when you're about to die, I hope you can look back and say, my masterpiece was myself. Like I'm the one that I've been working on my whole life, right? And hopefully that masterpiece is beautiful because you've changed it and revised it and did all that. So as I'm preparing for this poem, I realized something. This poem is actually about Andrea, right? And Andrea, if you're back there, where is she? For a second. Can you step out for a second? I just wanted to say something to you because I wanted to dedicate this poem to you, and I know you didn't see this coming. You are totally embarrassed right now. I'm going, man, of course I am. I want to dedicate this poem for you because, you know, you're saying goodbye to lip service, but, you know, I just want you to understand, like, you see all this, you guys built this, man, and you did such an amazing job for 9 years, so give it up for Andrea one time. And, you know, you created something that's way bigger than you guys, and I just want to thank you for that, and that's what this poem is about, and I hope you enjoy it. It's called Chisel, and here it is. My neighbor is a sculptor with Parkinson's. You can hear him, banging and grinding in a way that tells me he's lost himself inside that marble and now he's frantically trying to find himself. The floor of his garage covered with the crumbs and dust of everything he's not, but lately, it's gotten quieter. The shakes, he calls them. They're getting worse. Imagine your muse grabbing you by the wrist after going on a coke binge, and I just watch him, running his fingers along the blades of his chisels, preparing to say goodbye to an old friend. Funny, he says, that the one thing I won't be able to do is the only thing I can't stop thinking about doing. I guess it's the things we love that has the best chance of killing us. It's been 2 years since my sister's death, and we still can't convince my mother it's time to stop sleeping in her room, and I've never been an acrobat. I don't know how to time my mother's mood swings and teach her when it's safe to let go. I don't know how to weave her broken heartstrings into a harness. All I know is that the thing about saying goodbye to what we love is that the heart is a handkerchief waving to a train that's leaving too slow. Our fight is a boxer lacing up his gloves, refusing to acknowledge the sudden flash of dizziness from the blow he took last year. We break ourselves over and over and over. It was never the pain that we feared. What we feared is the moment our calling stops calling, the moment the shakes become permanent, so I don't think about my poems, of the day I'm too frail to stand behind a microphone, which is why I wear a blindfold when I write so I don't have to see it coming. I keep a stack of blank notebooks on my bookshelf so I know I'll always have a page. My friend William Bell was gunned down outside of his own poetry venue no more than 10 minutes after walking off stage. Call me insensitive, but sometimes I think maybe it's better to go out that way, to exit stage right while people still so remember my name. Ask me how I take my glory, and I'll choose the blaze over the flame, so I can say I was engulfed, that I ended my song on a high note, that I still matter the day I proclaimed I'm finished giving everything. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the one who got it right is my wife, who told me every time she sees the finish line banner at the end of a marathon, she doesn't speed up like everyone else. She walks. She takes her time. Because what's the point of victory if it happens too quickly to enjoy that sign? Perhaps passion isn't found in the finish. Perhaps it's found in a paraplegic girl extending her arms to her father, saying, twirl me around the room because I'm in the mood to dance. Perhaps it's found in the teachers of Sandy Hook, wiping gunpowder residue off their chalkboards to make room for brand new lesson plans. And as for my mother, I'm finally beginning to understand why she refuses to move on. The day she told me, I'm gonna keep sleeping on my daughter's bed for as long as it takes until the smell is gone. I know now that she's right, that even if what we love can kill us, it's also the very thing that gives us life, to fight even when the gloves feel heavy. My neighbor, he's done trying to control the steady. Now he just has the shakes do the sculpting, says the beauty is in the crumbling, to reveal everything you are by taking a chisel to everything you're not. I asked him how he's gonna feel the day he has to put those tools back in its box. He says, by then I won't need them. There's nothing left for me to make. I've inhaled so much of this dust through the years that I've somehow become the very thing I sought out to create.